education for lots of people in this community is the way that they can lift themselves up and move themselves forward into a career and into family supporting jobs. So I don't think it's real difficult to try to convince people that education is something that's worthwhile for them. The challenge is that there are lots of roadblocks and that kids don't come to school well prepared. The way that we're trying to teach kids now is a challenge in some ways because we're using things that are from 25 or 30 years ago, and people learn differently today and they have access to different tools. So really part of what Discovery World's mission is to make education exciting and to give opportunities for young people to see that there are really interesting career opportunities. There are ways that they can both meet their passions and what they want to do and who they want to be, as well as be able to provide for themselves and their family in the future. And at the heart of all that is kind of unlocking innovation and creativity in kids. So doing things like we have here, like the Coles Lab that we have, where people can go in and they can actually use their hand and their hands use tools to make things, produce things, and to really understand that industrial design plays a really critical role in who we are and what we do. So we're trying to provide opportunities like that here at Discovery World. I think Milwaukee can continue to use education as a transformative tool because for lots of people it's the only transformative tool. With the disappearance of lots of the manufacturing base that we have here, with neighborhoods that really don't have the anchors that they used to, education really becomes almost the only avenue. So our challenge is to continue to make that stronger. We have a real diverse offerings of education. You have private schools, public schools, a choice program, charter schools. I mean, Milwaukee really has been a melting pot and a place where lots of different things have been tried educationally. I think the way that we can best move forward is to find out and really be honest about which of those aspects work. How can we do things that are the strongest and replicate those, and use places like the cultural community here to really to augment and to supplement and complement what happens in the classroom. So, you know, it's a lot easier to talk about than to really do, but there are lots of efforts underway in the Milwaukee Succeeds initiative and lots of other things that are really trying to make progress on these things. But the progress we're going to make is little by little. The erosion happened over 40 or 50 years, and you don't make back all those gains overnight. So the progress we're going to be seeing is little by little as well. And I just think that everybody, you know, we have to have the right amount of patience to understand that these things are going to happen little by little. But we also have to make sure that we're continuing to do new and innovative things to attack this, rather than just continuing to kind of fight the same old battles or do things the way we've always done them before. One of the ways that we're trying as a community to give people more access to and understanding to the careers that are available in freshwater science is to give them access to places like Discovery World. I hate to toot our own horn, but I'm proud of the fact that for the last 4 or 5 years we've partnered with the Milwaukee Public Schools to offer a free half-day program to every kid who's a 4th grader in the Milwaukee Public School system. So just a few weeks ago we completed this year's crop of 4th graders, and over the last 6 months about 5,600 students from MPS in the 4th grade were able to come down, do a structured program here where they learned about Lake Michigan, they learned about things like invasive species, they take a look inside of a fish, they get an opportunity to do things that they just don't have an opportunity to do even in their own classrooms. And trite as it may sound, for lots of kids, this is the first time that they see Lake Michigan. It's the first time they come to understand that that's where their drinking water comes from, that's where the water goes when they flush the toilet or take a shower. You know, so they just get the opportunity to start to understand their connection to that lakefront. And I think that's as important as anything, is making sure that people understand that connection. When they make that connection, when they understand that it's relevant to me, then school starts to make more sense. What they're doing in their own time makes more sense. They can start to feed their own passions. And in the future, there are potential careers associated with that. So really what we're trying to do here at Discovery World is we're at the very front end of that talent pipeline. companies like Johnson Controls, Rockwell Automation, Badger Meter in the water space, or Miller Coors, they're all looking for talented young people to be their future workforce. Discoverville isn't the place that people are going to automatically go from. We're going to be introducing young people to that access to those programs in freshwater education, and then they're going to go on to their schools, they're going to go on to universities, they're going to use other programs, other partners that we have in the community. But if we can light the spark now, we're going to have kids who are better prepared 15 years from now to take those jobs and to take Milwaukee even further towards this center of global freshwater innovation.